Is the 4 p.m. 411. My name is Lloyd Kirby. I'm the marketing manager as well as host of the 4 p.m. 411, where we talk with guests from the area about goings-on in the Lincoln and Logan County area. Be sure to tune in next week when we will have Jennifer DeWeese, the CEO of Community Action Partnership of Central Illinois, or CAPSIL, in studio with us. And then in 2 weeks, we'll have the mayor of Lincoln, Tracy Welch. But this week, we are fortunate to have Mr. Paul Cronin, who is the CEO of i3 Broadband, which is quickly developing a presence in the Lincoln area. So, Mr. Cronin, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Lloyd.
Absolutely. So let's get right into it. What was the impetus, I guess, for i3 expanding into Lincoln?
Yeah, we have a presence and have had a presence for a number of years in the Central Illinois area, Peoria, and Champaign, Urbana, and Jacksonville, and Springfield, and a number of other communities. And so we are rapidly growing and expanding, and this is kind of our home base, Central Illinois. And so as we look at other communities where we think our services would offer value and opportunity, we build there, and we think Lincoln is a terrific community. We think it's a really vibrant population that could benefit from the latest technology with fiber optics into their homes and businesses.
Okay, and so where do things stand in terms of i3 and its presence in Lincoln? Like, when are you going to? Do you have an idea of when you'll be able to flip the switch and people will be able to sign up?
We build and turn on as we go. We have a number of homes already that have access to our service, and we'll have the whole project. I think there's about 5,000 or so total homes in the community. We'll have that whole project completed this coming year. So we're already either have completed or underway in terms of our construction efforts in about 2/3 of the home already. So homes already. So yeah, we're moving along quite quickly.
Yeah, I noticed,
and we're pretty excited.
Yeah, when they got to my neighborhood, I thought, okay, well, they're going to be here maybe a couple weeks, but it was just a matter of a couple days and in and out, and very minimal. They covered their tracks well and reseeded everything well. So it was obviously not your first trip to the rodeo in that process.
No, it's not.
So what differentiates i3 from other service providers? Lincoln obviously has had internet service providers. Give me your sales pitch. What makes i3?
Sure.
Why would I want to sign up?
Most communities have some type of internet access today, whether it's DSL or whether it's broadband delivered by their local cable operator. I think what makes us different, certainly the dimension that we build with fiber optics right into the home, and that's a very different technology than DSL or certainly even traditional HFC, which is the hybrid fiber coax that cable companies operate. And so ours is kind of the latest and greatest technology. The capacity of fiber is far greater, and so we're offering 1 gig symmetrical service. So it's not only 1 gig down, but it's also 1 gig up, and that upstream is becoming increasingly important as people work from home. Kids are going to school from home in some cases, and so that capacity to share files and upload files is important. And so our network is offering today 1 gig up and down, and we certainly have capability to go far beyond that as the business needs demand.
Okay. So I would guess you were talking about students learning from home and more work from home. I would guess the pandemic was probably gave you some insights as far as where the needs of consumers lied, as far as what they needed in order to sort of function in their day-to-day life. How did i3 sort of refocus or retool or sort of make any changes to sort of meet that demand?
Yeah, our network design has always allowed for pretty aggressive growth opportunities. So I think what it highlighted to us was the need to expedite our build plans, that the demand was far greater than it had been maybe 5 years ago, let's say, just because the pandemic, for all the reasons you just shared, really accentuated the need for capacity, the need for bandwidth, speed, and capacity. And you're also seeing, Lloyd, a change in people's video habits, and certainly the traditional kind of linear cable packages that came in have evolved, where now it's really about Netflix and Prime and other streaming services as that whole industry kind of morphs and changes, and that requires bandwidth. As you know, you can sit, and if you don't have the right speed and capacity, you get a lot of buffering, downloading a Netflix film or something. So
right.
That's really brought it all to light.
Okay. Our guest is Paul Cronin, the CEO of i3 Broadband. 217-648-5510, the number to call if you have a question for Mr. Cronin, or maybe you're a recently signed up subscriber. You'd like to tell us about your experience. One thing I've noticed, Mr. Cronin, is that a lot of the website and the other information I've seen from i3 emphasizes customer service and doing things on behalf of the customer. Can you talk to me a little bit about how i3 differentiates itself, how it's different than, or how do you try to go above and beyond in that capacity?
Sure. I think localism is very much one of our core values and kind of strategic competitive advantages. Our call center is local. It's people that it's in East Peoria, and we don't offshore. It's not in some other part of the country. It's right here where our customers are. Our staff we hire from the community. Our technicians and service staff will be hired and based in the community. We'll have an office in the community. So I think it's that sense of localism and that kind of personal touch. And I don't think that's always the case in some of the larger companies that may not be able to find the community on a map, depending on the person you're talking to. Whereas, our folks live in the community in the greater Central Illinois area.
And I'm sure in your dealings, you've probably heard some of the stories as far as people dealing with customer service from different companies. So just not to put you on the spot here, but just to make sure I'm clear, you're saying there will be a local office for i3 in Lincoln?
That's correct. We're in the process of kind of securing the space now. I would tell you, but I want to make sure the ink is dry and before that's all done. But we will have a local presence where people that prefer to do business in person can come and pay their bill or ask questions or sign up. And so that'll be part of our plan. It's what we do in the communities we build.
Okay. And then I'm sure i3 is involved in the community beyond just the broadband, I'm sure, as far as supporting community, events and different causes and like that. I would guess you're an active member in that.
Absolutely. We look forward to getting involved in Lincoln. We'll certainly, the chambers and other groups we will join to make sure that we're part of the community and understand what's important to the community and participate. And so you'll see in other communities we operate, we are actively involved in the community and those initiatives and causes that are near and dear to the residents.
Okay. 217-648-5510, the phone number to call. We're having a slight technical glitch with our computer system today, so we're going to power through a little bit longer here, and hopefully it will get resolved. Let's see. I was going to ask, we kind of talked about why reliability and connectivity is so critical in today's modern world, just with the different morphing of entertainment as well as people working from home. Another aspect that I didn't realize or didn't think about, but as you talked about it here, i3's expansion into Lincoln will actually have an impact on the local economy as well.
Absolutely. I mean, you think of major cities that don't yet have fiber optics offering, and you think of Lincoln, Illinois, and we'll have the best fiber technology there is in your community. So to the extent that a business feels that they need to move to get access to that because of the demands for what they need for a network, they don't have to do that. I mean, you can stay here and build your business and have access to the network and as good as any place in the country. So we think that's a huge competitive advantage for businesses and existing businesses that are here that want to grow and expand but need that kind of access to a network. We've got it, and they have it. So we think it's a huge opportunity for the Chamber of Commerce to say that we've got a fully built fiber optic network that you can connect your business to.
Absolutely. And then of course you mentioned technicians and staff for the office, so obviously there's going to be some jobs there as well as the impact on business operations that you just mentioned. So let's talk nuts and bolts a little bit. What particular products or services does i3 offer for residential customers that if I came to the office and said, okay, I want to sign up, but I'm not really sure, are there different packages or how does
Sure. We are a data company, and first and foremost, we offer high-speed internet. That's our core product. That's kind of the foundation of our business. We offer phone service, and we offer video service that complements the data package. So data is how all of our bundles are built. If you just want data, that's fine. If you want to complement it with either phone service or video, you can do that as well. But those are complementary products.
Okay.
And the prices vary depending on the speed that you want. We offer 200 meg symmetrical. We offer 500 meg symmetrical data speed or a gig symmetrical. So depending on what you want for your data speeds, if you want a local phone service, we can access you to that as well as video.
Okay. Once again, 217-648-5510, the number to call. Our guest is Paul Cronin, the CEO of i3 Broadband. Can you tell us a little bit about the history of i3 and sort of how it's evolved and grown and how, what happened before you came to Lincoln?
Sure. We've been in business for over 10 years, and it really started back with the family video business and grew and morphed in there from ITV3 to most recently i3 Broadband. So it's not a newcomer to the business or a newcomer to Central Illinois. This is not our first project here in Lincoln. It's been around. As I said, we have a number of communities throughout Central Illinois. We're building outside of St. Louis and St. Charles County.
Oh.
We've got an operation in Rhode Island as well. So we've got a pretty good geographic footprint and growing.
Okay. Sorry, I'm distracted here trying to figure out when the computer is going to play and when it's not going to. So what has, you're obviously the CEO, what is your background in terms of working with i3 and how did you sort of get to where you are now?
Sure. So I've been with i3 a couple of years, coming on a couple of years, not quite. But prior to that, my career has been in cable and telecom. So my entire career, actually right out of school.
Oh, okay.
I won't tell you when, but a long time ago. Yeah, it's been in the cable and telecom business, so I know this business well, and was given the opportunity by the investors of i3 Broadband to come and join the team and kind of lead their expansion and growth. So it's been a terrific time here, and just really enjoying the opportunity to build a business and bring on staff, and it's pretty exciting, Lloyd.
Okay, very good. So we're going to try and take a break here. We'll see how successful we are. And once again, 217-648-5510, the number to call if you have questions of Paul Cronin, the CEO of i3 Broadband, which is expanding into Lincoln. correlation, talked about broadband being a necessary component as far as good grief. Don't ever make any mistakes because the computers will make them for you. The correlation between reliable broadband and economic growth in a community. Can you talk a little bit more about that, about how that's sort of the backbone I3 or high-speed internet and connectivity is a necessary component for that?
Yeah, I think there's two ways to speak to that. Certainly, on a national level, you can read about the importance that the government is placing on providing broadband access to people across the country in a fair and equitable way, that everybody has access to it, and kind of a fair and level playing field, much like with other basic utilities. And so certainly I think that sends a strong message. And Lloyd, we talk with local communities and government officials about getting broadband into particular parts of the city where they're trying to stimulate growth and trying to bring businesses back. And they feel that access to fiber optics and access to the latest networks is an important piece of attracting businesses there. And so I would tell you that's probably the best evidence, those conversations we have with mayors and city and town officials about their economic development plans and how broadband's a key part of that infrastructure there, as is electricity and lights and everything else.
Sure.
They see broadband access as, very similar to those if you're going to build a robust business base.
Okay. Now, before we went on the air, you said you couldn't go street by street with me as far as where things are installed, but can you kind of give me an update, like percentage-wise maybe, where are things in terms of being as fully into Lincoln?
Sure. I've got a map here, and you could probably decipher it better than I can in terms of what's already activated, and I can show you in the green areas here. Mm-hmm. So we've got we break it down, the most communities, into neighborhoods. That's how we build, by neighborhoods. And we've got Lincoln broken into 21 neighborhood areas that we're going to build in. Now, 7 are already built and active. Okay. People can sign up. We've got 13 others that are in some shape, form of the construction process. So, everything's pretty much gotten started and in play. We'll probably lose some time, Lloyd, in the winter when the freeze. This is underground utility, so we'll lose a little time this winter. But as soon as that ground thaws, we'll be back at it in the spring and finish the project up. So we're well underway. We've got most all sectors started, and again, seven of the neighborhoods are already fired up, and people have the ability to sign up and get hooked up right away.
Okay. And if people are interested in checking out your products and services, how would they go about getting information on those?
Yeah, I would start with i3broadband.com. You can see all of our packages. You can see if your neighborhood is ready to go. You can kind of see the status of where we are with our construction in your town, and I'd start there. Okay. And if you want, there's a phone number you can pick up and talk to somebody over in our local call center who'd be happy to explain everything to you as well.
Okay, very good. Our guest once again, Paul Cronin, CEO of i3 Broadband. Just got a few more minutes left, so if you have questions, 217-648-5510, or you can email a question if you're too shy to go on the air, 4pm411 at WLCNonline.com, and we will pass your inquiry along. So you said seven neighborhoods are fully
active,
fully
and
functional,
ready to go.
Ready to go.
Yeah.
And how many total neighborhoods?
21.
21. Okay, so you're a third of the way there.
Our engineers, break it down in terms of the network design and how they're going to proceed through the community. But Lincoln, there happens to be 21 defined kind of neighborhood areas that we've got to build. Okay.
And how many communities is i3 currently in?
Oh gosh, across the country. I'd have to go back and count. As I said, we're in Greater St. Charles, outside of St. Louis, and Morton, Pekin, East Peoria, Champaign, Urbana, Jacksonville, Springfield. We're now building, as we are here in Lincoln, in Galesburg. Oh, okay. And we're expanding our operations in Rhode Island as well. So we've got a lot on the plate, and and going.
It's not one thing, it's
Yeah.
20. What's next for I-3? I mean, you're coming here to Lincoln and going to have the fiber optic and the network and everything in Galesburg you mentioned. Like, internet technology-wise, is there like something on the horizon that's going to be like the next best thing, sort of a, I don't know, a virtual reality sort of a application or technology?
Well, I think we see our mission is providing the capability, whether it's virtual reality or all these other technologies that you hear about and see. We feel our role is that we're providing the capabilities to deliver those. I don't think you'll see us in the space offering or some of these technologies, but you will see us making sure that our network capacity and expansion continues to meet the needs. Augmented reality, virtual reality, as I said, the list goes on. And, we'll see what happens in the video streaming space as more and more content is being produced and streamed versus, the traditional delivery method. So I can assure you that our network and expansion capabilities will meet anything that comes down the road at us. And as I said today, we're offering 1 gig symmetrical, but the great part of our network is we can expand it, and 10 gig, whatever the needs of the businesses are, we can expand to meet those. And that's the great thing about fiber optics that is unique to fiber optics.
And that was something else I was going to ask you about. For those who may not be aware, versus sort of the traditional cable-based internet as compared to fiber optics, what is it that, or how is fiber optics? How is fiber optics better in terms of better download speeds and things like that? Okay. All right.
Well, the difference is that traditional hybrid fiber coax network, the old copper network, certainly has capabilities and has served well over the number of years. That is a more active network that requires amplification along the way. Okay. And anytime you have amplification, you introduce some noise into the and disruption into the network. Fiber optic is just glass, and it's light and it's clean all the way through. So there's no active kind of powering needed for our network, and so it just makes for a cleaner signal and expansion capabilities.
Okay, and just as you were mentioning the glass part, is the fiber optic cable, I'm assuming it's fairly, what's the word I'm looking for, durable and resistant to weather and things like that, or is it more susceptible to breakdowns or any kind of damage that a coax cable would be? No,
I mean it's certainly durable. It's in the ground. It's in conduit protection. I will tell you that the major vulnerability is when somebody with a backhoe or whatever digs up. But that not only affects us, it affects your electric power and every other utility that comes underground to you. So that's the major vulnerability that we keep our fingers crossed that excavators don't dig us up. But other than that, it's weatherproof and it's pliable. It'll bend and move as the earth kind of moves a little bit in frost. And it's a robust network if nobody digs it up.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then another thing I was thinking of as you were talking about equipment. Suppose I'm Joe Public and I come into your office and say, okay, I want to sign up for I3 Broadband, and we decide on a package and so forth. What equipment is necessary on my part, or what equipment do you provide? I mean, I'm sure it probably depends on the package somewhat, but what is necessary in order to connect?
Sure. So you sign up, we come out, and we connect a fiber optic line from the box out in your neighborhood in front of your home and bring that right up to the side of the house. We'll put a single piece of equipment in your home that from there kind of distributes the signal. You can either have your own Wi-Fi device if you want to broadcast throughout the house, or we provide plume devices, which are literally small units you plug into the wall. It's clean, it's easy, and you can broadcast your signal from there. And depending on the size of your home, you may need one, you may need two, or you may need three devices, but we offer those. You can certainly get them from us, or if you have another way that you'd want to manage your Wi-Fi in the home, you can. So it's pretty simple, it's pretty straightforward, with not a ton of equipment in your house.
And not a ton of new different equipment, like you have to go out and buy a completely new router or Wi-Fi.
No, not at all.
Oh man, never a dull moment. Gosh, is there anything we've left out that you wanted to be sure we covered? Or
look, we're thrilled to be in Lincoln. We really are, and we hope that folks go online, check us out, and give us a call and give us a try. I will tell you won't regret it. It's a great service experience, both from the people that service it, but you'll find our technology is just fast and it's reliable. And I think for those people that appreciate fast broadband and reliable broadband, you'll find it a very different experience, and we hope you give us a try.
Okay, very good. So we're just past 4:30, so we'll go ahead and sign off now. We've been talking with Paul Cronin, CEO of i3 Broadband. Once again, your website address?
i3broadband.com.
i3broadband.com. So thank you for making the drive. Hope you enjoyed the countryside as you got here. Next week, we'll be talking with Jennifer DeWeese, CEO of Community Action Partnership of Central Illinois. And then in 2 weeks, we will talk with the Mayor of Lincoln, Tracy Welch. But for this time, I'm Lloyd Kirby. Thanks for tuning in, and we will talk to you on the 4 p.m. 411 next week.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
The preceding program is a presentation of WLCN 96.3 FM and WLCNonline.com.